The trading period is over, and joining me is the head coach and director of hockey operations for the Moncton Wildcats, Danny Flynn. It was impossible to talk to you during the past week. You've, I understand, had the phone stuck in your ear for a long time.
Well, and Bell Canada was the clear winner this week for sure around the league, and in fact, my phone exploded about a day and a half ago. I think on the millionth call, it shuts down. So anyway, it was every team and every director of hockey operations. I'm sure it was the same. We spent a lot of time talking to other teams, talking to our scouts, talking to our staff, trying to make moves that would make your team better. Some teams looking for moves that will help now. Some teams looking for moves that will pay off down the road.
You made some very interesting moves. The return of Nick Riopel obviously may have been the fuel that got the engine burning.
Yeah, I mean, we went into the trading period looking to be probably more conservative. But two things. One is when Rio arrived here in Moncton, our plan changed and we decided to become more aggressive. And as we did our research with regards to Mark Barberio and David Savard and even Brandon Gormley, there was no guarantee they would be back in Moncton next year. A possibility for them, but not a definite. And we felt if we held and we stayed the same, we might be faced with a situation next year that, obviously Rio had gone back to pro and the 3D might be gone. So we factor those things in. We decided to become more aggressive, and we tried to put a team together that was an older team, a more experienced team, and a team that potentially could do some things in the playoffs.
And there is no doubt that you will now do things in the playoffs unless the roof really caves in. Let's talk about the Bourque, Deschamps. If there was a surprise, some people are saying it was Tessier. My surprise was Alex Wall.
Well, it was a couple of things. We recognize first off, although our focus is on the regular season, in the first round of the playoffs in this division, there's going to be some real tough, hard-fought battles, and there's going to be two good hockey teams go home early in the first round. So we tried to make our team stronger to give us a chance to get by that first round and progress. But having said that, we worked hard on a number of scenarios. We tried to add some players that we felt had leadership. Three of the players we added in Bourque and Tessier and Deschamps were captains of their team. We're trying to look for some guys with some grit and good two-way players up front, because those are the kind of guys we like, and we think that those three guys bring that. And then on defense, Spencer Metcalf leads the league in penalties. He's a tough physical player. He'll stand up for his teammates. He'll drop the mitts. We felt we lacked that a little bit. We saw some situations where perhaps teams were taking advantage of our skill guys, and Tyler Howe has helped us in that area, but we thought Metcalf would give us, more in that area with Tyler. We wanted to make sure our skill guys could play comfortably. Alex Wall was a case of us building depth on defense. I've always liked him. I tried real hard to get him 2 years ago in the Phil Mangan deal, and St. John's refused to move him and gave us a second-round pick in its place. He's smart. He's steady. He can play on the special teams. He's a quality person. So we thought that he would be a good addition as well. So we paid the price like you do in this league. The cost of doing business is you got to give to get. And that's certainly true in this league. So we've made our team older. We tried to keep an eye for the future, but we tried to make some moves that we think will make us a better team this year.
Now that the job is done and you can look back at the whole picture, were there trades and moves by other teams that surprised you?
Well, I don't know if surprised me. I know that there's some other teams that went into the trade period the same as we did. Randa certainly made their team older and stronger. Victoriaville's made their team older and stronger. Drummondville was initially going to be pretty quiet. Then they got aggressive in the trade period and added Jake Allen and others. There's going to be St. John is solid. Cape Breton made themselves older and stronger. There's probably 5 or 6 teams that look to add guys. So the playoffs are shaping up to be extremely tough and extremely hard fought.
The other comment that you get around the hockey people in the last couple of days has been that the Moncton Wildcats now have perhaps more scoring punch than they had in 2006.
Well, you know what? That remains to be seen. That's if that holds true, that'll be quite a compliment. We were the highest scoring team in the league that year. We had 5 or 6 of those forwards that have played in the National Hockey League already. That was a very strong team, and I think people forget how good that team was. I think 14 of those kids have played at least one game in the NHL, maybe 15 with Jerome Samson playing this week for Carolina. That was an extremely talented team, and I've been in junior hockey, on and off since the late '80s, and been on a Memorial Cup team. That team in Moncton we had 3 years ago was as talented a team from the net out as I've been involved in. So for us to be mentioned in the breath with that team, I don't think we've earned that yet. I think we got a good, solid team here. There's a big difference between assembling talent and assembling a team. We've got to get to work and get our guys playing together and playing for each other and playing as a team. And if we can do that, I think we have a chance to do some good things. But there's lots of work to be done, and right now we're fighting for second place, and no more, no less. So we're going to try and take it a day at a time, and try and really build our team here.
I was at a practice on Friday, and obviously what stood out was the newcomers. But the thing that impressed me at the end of the practice was the obvious enthusiasm that is circulating in the team.
Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, the fact that we've added some good older players to our team has certainly would lift the spirits of any team. The kids realize that we're probably a better team right now than we were a month ago. Secondly, we've been playing pretty darn good hockey right in the last little bit. I think we've won 10 or 11 games of our last, we're probably the hottest team in the league. So enthusiasm and spirit is high, and we had a short practice today. They're always happy to get off that ice. So so there's a number of reasons, and I think the kids sense that we've got a good group of kids here, and if we can all get in the boat and tug on those paddles at the same time, that we can move the war canoe forward.
We'll look forward to moving it forward, and it's a little too soon to talk about Brandon, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about Brandon Gormley and Bathurst and Halifax, and we'll leave it at that.
I knew you'd come with something like that. He always does. The head coach and director of hockey operations for the Moncton Wildcats, Danny Flynn.